Hello, welcome to another Honkai Star Rail video. Today's video, I'm going to go over 5 character ults that I thought stood out and looked extremely cool. Obviously, this is my opinion, so sometimes you might not agree with me. I think there is one kind of controversial pick in this list, but let me know in the comments what your thoughts are and what ults you enjoy that you've seen, what ults do you want to use, and all that in the comments below, and let's get into the video. So, the first ult I'm going to go over, by the way, this is not going to contain spoilers as there is a character on this tier list, which will have a link to this site in the description. Do note though that there is a character spoiler and I'm going to not include it on the list. The ult's cool in my opinion, but I also would rather not spoil people before the game comes out because the moment was pretty hype. Other than that, first character is going to be, and if I pronounce the name wrong, I'm sorry. I've only heard them being said like twice, is Jin Yin, I believe. If you've seen his ult, you'll know it's pretty obvious why he's at the top of this list. I haven't seen much of his character. I have seen his skills in use though, and his ultimate, whew, they were cooking. They cooked. They cooked like a 5-course meal cooked. His ult is so cool. But like, I'm a huge fan of Jin Yin and Genshin, and so when I first saw like the few seconds of his ult when he's like up in the air, I was like, oh, it's giving me like Shang-Li vibes. And this giant like lightning mech god thing comes up and it just slashes. It's just so cool. It just, the lighting looks sick. He's just so cool. I actually can't wait to summon for him. I hope that my luck on this banner goes great. His ultimate is just chef's kiss. I'm excited because he is the second banner that will be out. The first one is going to be Sealy, and then it is going to be him. I'm excited. If the ults already look this good, I can't imagine what something like the first anniversary would be, or, you know, any major celebration. Like let's say there's like a major update and like, you know, the first like super big bad guy or whatever. Like, I'm gonna use a Genshin comparison. When we first fight Raiden, right? She's like, oh, this is the first time we're fighting an Archon, and her ult looks sick, right? I can't imagine what this game's equivalent to that is going to be. So very excited if his ult is already just insanely amazing. But let's get on to the second character, which is actually my favorite character so far, which is Welt. Now, Welt has a super cool weapon. I think him using a cane is already sick. So the fact that his cane is like, not the centerpiece of the ult, but it's like, you know, incorporated into the ult so well, and it looks so cool. And the black hole is so like sick, and then he slices through it. It's just, yeah, the anime fan in me just, you know, freaks out a little bit and gets excited. It's so cool. I do wish that there was like a bit more to the, you know, ending of it, but I just think the black hole effects, it's swirling in and the slice, it's just cool. It's cool enough. It's cool enough. If we ever get like, I guess the word would be like an ascended or like final form Welt or whatever, and he has like his ultimate plus a little bit more, I think I might have to go bankrupt for it. So hopefully they don't go too crazy if they make like a second version of Welt for whatever reason, or like Welt 2.0 and he has the same kind of ult, because I'm a sucker for his ult. It just looks so cool. Fun fact, I wasn't originally going to play Honkai and or make content on it, but after looking at some of the gameplay, I was like, oh, I really like turn-based RPGs, and I saw Welt's ult. I was like, oh crap. Yeah, alright, hang on, let me look into this. So, Welt's ult is pretty much the reason I'm playing and making content on the game. So, obviously, gotta have him high. I do think his ult isn't as cool as a giant thunder mech, but he comes close. Now, the next one up is Himiko. Now, I'm a sucker for the color red. Purple and red are my favorite colors, and Himiko is, you know, pretty attractive in my opinion. However, the ult is just, it's like, if she just like did her like little T animation and like there's just an explosion, I'd probably rank it high. But the fact that it's like some like Yu-Gi-Oh satellite cannon explosion is like, she like nukes the battlefield, it's just sick. Like, oh man, they knocked it out of the park on this one. I will say probably could have been like, I don't know. I feel like her herself doesn't really do much, but it works out for her. Maybe if she did like a little bit more in the animation, I'd rank her a bit higher. I think hers and Welt's are very, very close in pairing. But I think Welt using the cane, like I said, is just a couple extra points for me. But Himiko's ult is super sick. The satellite cannon explosion. She's just sipping her tea. So it's so good. I'm just these ults are just so good. I can't wait. I hope that when they reveal a character or they come up with a new character that they show us their ults pretty quickly, because man, I don't know how long I'd be able to wait. Now next up on the list is the controversial one, Jeopard. Someone in the comments will probably correct me. His ult doesn't do any damage and it's not super crazy. However, I'm sure I'll have it up on the screen. When he like holds his fist up and then goes to slam it down, the animation on it looks so clean, and like the camera pan shot is so good. In certain ultimates, the camera angle can really change a lot. If you have, you know, watched a bunch of movies, you know, other games, and really thought about it, the camera angle really can sell something. And I think the camera angle for his ult just is really good. Even though his ult is pretty basic, all he really does is put up an ice wall and then shield, and the animation ends. I just think the first couple seconds with the camera angle just make the ult super cool looking. I know this might be controversial because ult is really, without the camera angle, I don't think it's that great, but the camera angle just sells it for me. It makes it super cool. I'm not super excited for the unit, but I wouldn't mind seeing that ult a bunch. And now for the last character, which, if you're wondering, oh, this character hasn't made it to the list yet, why not? Also, I'm slowly scrolling down so I don't accidentally reveal the whole character list, but it is going to be Sealy. Now, personally, I don't think her ult is that crazy. There are a few characters that I think would come close. However, the whole after image thing that Sealy has going on, I have to say, it was pretty cool. I'm a huge fan of Dragon Ball, so the whole after image thing, just like, I wouldn't say it screams Dragon Ball because it's not the only anime or piece of media that does that, but you get what I mean. The after effect and anything is really cool. I've seen her ult a lot, plus the camera angle when she rushes forward is also pretty cool. I will say, it's not the flashiest thing I've ever seen compared to like Welt's ult or Himiko's ult. Like, I think the top three are just above and beyond the rest of the ults in the game, but I still think Sealy deserves at least to be in top 5 with her ult. I feel like when other characters come out, the only three that are going to be in contention for keeping their spots are Himiko, Welt, and Jin Yin, which is unfortunate since Sealy is the first banner character, but her ult is still good and the after effects is really nice, and the whole like static butterfly thing, very cool ult. That'll pretty much be it though. Those are the 5 ults that stood out to me when playing the game or looking up everyone's ultimate. Sadly, the 4 stars on this list because while their ults do look really good, I really like Asta and Dan Heng's ult. They are a little lacking. Jeopard has this problem too, where there's like a bunch of build up and then nothing really happens at the end of the ult. But the art style and the camera angles for a lot of these ults are really good. Hopefully future 4 stars are going to be just as good as the 5 stars. But like I said at the beginning of the video, let me know whose ultimate you think looks the coolest and whose ultimate you're excited to see. Honorable mention, by the way, to, I think her name was Kafka. She's the purple-haired lady at the start of the story. You do have her ult. I may or may not have it on screen if I can find it. Her ult's pretty cool too, but since she's not playable or wasn't playable in the closed beta, I'm not having her on this list. But when she does come out, I'm sure she will rank rather high. But other than that, that'll pretty much be it for this Star Rail video. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Star Rail content. When the game drops, I'm telling you, there will be tons and tons of guides and tier lists, so you don't want to miss that. And I'll catch y'all in the next Honkai Star Rail video.